This is TWiT. Caller, I see Aaron E. has his hand raised. We do have that little hand-raising thing, which is kind of cool, the icon. Aaron, I'm going to send you the invite. Press the OK button, accept, and then turn on your audio. You're muted on your phone. I like it that he's on the phone, though. We like that because it makes it easier. Oh, while he's unmuting, are you there? Can you hear me, Aaron?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Hey, it's working. I'll tell you what I was going to tell you in a second. Welcome. Where are you calling from?
Just outside of Portland, Oregon.
Oh, nice. Pretty country. Are you out in the woods?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely in the suburbs of Beaverton area, Southwest.
Sure, I know the area very well. In fact, Ant's son is in school up there, right? Is he in Beaverton? Where is he?
He's in Forest Grove.
Forest Grove.
Portland right now. He just finished running his 200-meter dash.
Oh, he's in Portland. He just was in a track event in Portland. That's awesome. What can we do for you, Aaron?
I got okay. So the background here is I got an iPad for free. I was very excited because I thought, okay, here's something I can, I can give my 4-year-old this iPad and he can paint with it and have some fun, and it's relatively easy to, I don't have to worry about it because it's old.
If he breaks it, no big deal.
Well, I mean, kind of.
It's funny because Amazon makes a fire tablet for kids that's basically encased in hard rubber.
Yes,
that you can throw.
My niece has one.
They make cases like that for iPads. That might be something to look at for a 4-year-old for sure. Anyway, what's your question?
Well, I ran into this problem. I started, so I got the iPad. It was factory reset, so I start, trying to set it up and look at all the different settings and get it into a situation where it's good for a 4-year-old.
Right.
And this is an iPad. This is a 4th generation iPad. So this is 2012.
Still very good. There are a lot of people with 2012 iPads out there. Very happy.
Yeah. And that's where I started to run into trouble. I find out, for instance, that I can't get to Bitwarden on this because the browser is a 32-bit browser and their website doesn't work. The app, the Bitwarden application is too new. I start going through the App Store looking for apps, and they all say, "Oh, well, you need iOS or iPad OS 12 or 13 or 14." This is stuck on 10.3.
Oh, that's too bad.
You've outdated.
This is kind of my question: is it worth keeping? Like the iPad, it works great. It's very very performant. Everything's smooth. But it feels like I can hardly do anything with it.
Can you put, for instance, the YouTube Kids app on there? That would be a good one for a 4-year-old. I'm guessing Phineas and Ferb and stuff like that, right? That would be a good choice if that still works.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. It's unfortunately, but also fortunately, there's sort of a mixed thing going on here. You do want these developers updating those apps to use the latest features, but also use the latest security technology that's available. So it is a good sign in the sense that, over time they do stop supporting the older platforms. It is tough for you. I think, though, if you can, I don't know that the toddler needs Bitwarden per se. So it may just not get to be
Bitwarden on there.
An iPad that will need to be sort of a more focused iPad as this kind of toss around.
By the way, this is a perennial question. We were talking about Windows 8.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of emails from people saying, why can't I use Windows 8? I'm mad at Microsoft. The computer's perfectly good. But Microsoft has discontinued 8.1 as of a couple of weeks ago. And so you're not getting security updates. And this is a real problem in technology. Same thing with Chromebooks. After a few years, a perfectly good Chromebook is no longer usable because it's usable, but no longer safe to use because Google isn't updating it anymore. And then what happens is the browsers stop getting updated. And once the browsers stop getting updated, it really becomes kind of unusable because sites won't let you on. There's all sorts of issues. And we don't need more of these in the landfill. It's really a shame. On a PC, you could put Linux on it. There's not much you can do with an iPad. I think, though, for your 4-year-old, that iPad should be just fine. And as you say, no harm, no foul if he, accidentally breaks it. There is a setting, and actually I want you to show me this.
Guided access.
To put this so that the kid can't get out of the mode that he's in. So this is my iPad mini, which I really like, by the way. It's a really nice little...
For anyone who is using one of these devices, I have a tip for you. Because you'll have someone who knows what they're doing tell you, okay, go to this screen, and sometimes it can be hard to find. If you scroll down a little bit on the left side of the screen,
yours doesn't look, by the way, like this, Aaron, because you have an older.
Because it's older.
This is iOS 16.
Right, but you should.
It's the same idea.
A search function, and so you'll see that I just tapped GUI to start to find guided access. But I'm going to show you how to get to it as if you don't have this, just in case. So,
but that's the quick way.
That's the quick way.
Just
Exactly.
type in the search.
So we'll scroll down until we find accessibility. And then we will scroll down in the accessibility menu until we come across guided access, which is under general. And guided access is on this iPad. Now, what happens is with guided access, it lets you lock things to a specific app. And once that is locked to that specific app, whichever one it happens to be, it will stay on that app.
Like YouTube Kids.
Yes, like YouTube Kids. Yeah. And so the way that you turn it on this iPad, it's different depending on what device you're using, is by triple tapping the top button and going to the app that you want to use. So let's say Settings is the app that I want to use. I'm just going to tap the button on the side 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then it will lock it to, or it should have locked it. I wonder if Settings is just not one that you can do. And it's also possible because we're AirPlaying that it won't let you.
Oh, it might not let you do accessibility because we're AirPlaying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
So that's how it does. But once it's like that, then you've got a passcode that you set that will...
so the 4-year-old might
of
observe you doing 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And 4-year-olds are smart and might figure that out, but he won't know the passcode.
Exactly.
So,
well, I'll tell you one thing. I used to do this with my phone, so he could sit and look through photos.
Oh, good.
He hated it. It was so annoying to him. He wanted to get out of the guided access so he could look at other applications.
It's kind of amazing.
And this was when he was 3.
It's kind of amazing.
Smart.
That you give these devices to kids who are they're not literate. They just learned how to talk, but no problem. They're zooming around. They're launching apps. They're saying, Dad, I want Netflix. I mean, it's amazing.
My mom sent me a video quite literally yesterday of my niece doing a puzzle on an iPad, on a tablet, dragging the pieces in, knowing what she was doing. And I'm going, I don't understand. It's so cool.
So he doesn't like guided access. That's hysterical.
Let me ask the dangerous follow-up question, which I feel like if this were the radio show, you wouldn't want to reveal this to the millions of tech naive listeners, but I don't know. Is it worth?
Oh, don't say it.
Is it worth jailbreaking?
I knew he was going to say
it. You can't really.
I mean,
you can't really jailbreak it very effectively. I think.
Okay.
I mean, jailbreaking on an iOS device is a world apart from jailbreaking an Android device. An Android device getting root, which is what you're doing, is usually allowed and is usually harmless. It has to, on an iOS device, you have to use a security flaw, an exploit to get in. Those are always being patched, so it's a moving target. It makes the thing much more janky, and if you think you couldn't use your browser, wait till you jailbreak the thing, because there's so much stuff on the iPad that will say, well, wait, you can't you can't use me. You're not in a secure state anymore.
And there's just so much. I wouldn't trust that then this device.
Yeah, who is making this jailbreak?
Who's making the jailbreak? What about the app store that you're downloading from? That's this third-party app store. How can you know if any of those apps work?
How many of you have jailbroken an iPad? Is there anybody in there who's done that? Because I know you can do that with a phone. I don't know. I've never seen.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really seen it on an iPad. I imagine before the separation of iOS and iPadOS, back when everything ran iOS, it may have been. We're getting one.
Mike and Cams, who's in the UK, says, me, I have. So Mike, tell us a little bit. He's going to have to type into our IRC chat, irc.twit.tv. But tell us a little bit about. Oh, you did it on an iPhone. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't see any reason why you couldn't jailbreak an iPad.
If there's currently an exploit available,
there may not be. And that's part of the thing. You know what I would do, honestly, if I were you, is get a cheap Fire tablet.
They're not expensive at all, and they are more purpose-built for that. And as you've pointed out,
They're crappy, but they're fine for a 4-year-old.
to keep the child, from breaking it.
Yeah. Let me just see Fire tablet for kids if they still sell that.
No,
And by the way, I
they
think
do.
they had, as I remember on this, a guarantee that if the kid broke it, they'd give you a new one. So yeah, they still sell it. Oh, currently unavailable. Oh, too bad.
Oh, I wonder.
Let me
if
see if I can
they're-
find another one. But you see how it's encased in that rubber. And the thing is, most of the stuff, they even have an interface for kids. It really is a kid's tablet. It's much more suited. And it was $100, I think. Let me see if they still sell. Yeah, they do. Here's the new one, I guess, which is $129. It includes a year subscription to Amazon Kids Plus. Actually, this is a lot better. This is double the amount of memory. It's 32 gigs of storage. It came out last year, so this is the latest model. And if your kid doesn't like purple, although if he likes Barney, he must like purple, you can also get it in blue and red. Red would be easier to find. See, I mean, I just think...
Don't know if it'll work with Bitwarden, though.
No, don't put Bitwarden on it.
I mean, it's a real issue with Bitwarden because I had the Apple says, well, sign into the App Store, sign into your account,
Got
and then when you
it.
want to download something, sign in your password.
Oh, I
have,
see.
55
Yeah, I see.
characters randomized from Bitwarden.
Good man.
And I have no way to copy that.
Yeah.
So I'm just bringing it up on my desktop. And
Can
then
he
hand
use
type it.
continuity to put it on a Mac, copy it into the clipboard of the Mac, and then paste it on the iPad?
Yes, but
Oh.
you have to be logged into your Apple ID first. So if the iPad is not logged in,
Of course you do.
then it won't let you do that.
You know what I do? I have an Apple ID I can remember and type. It's long, but it's not completely random. It's something. It's that.
I wonder about using Bitwarden in the. You weren't even able to use Bitwarden in Safari in the browser.
It won't load.
Got it.
I went and asked. There's an
Certificates are out
open
of
bug,
date.
or
Yeah.
not an open bug. It's
not a bug.
They said it had something to do with the difference between 32-bit and 64-bit
Yeah.
browser, but
Yeah.
Got it.
whatever the reason.
How about
It doesn't
AirDrop?
work.
I think you'd have the
I was
same
about
thing.
to suggest AirDrop. No, you can do AirDrop even if you're not logged into an iCloud account. It'll just show that it's an iPad. It won't
Oh,
say
okay.
like
So
the name.
AirDrop it over.
Yeah, so you could AirDrop it over, and I think if it's text, it'll open it in the Notes app by default. But I don't quite recall where the text opens. So in any case, yes, you could AirDrop it over.
It's an interesting conundrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course,
Well,
in a
and
couple of
that's-
years, he's going to get his own iPhone. So, no, I'm just kidding. Don't get him an iPhone.
Oh, well.
I think these Fire tablets are probably a pretty good choice. Does your niece have
That's
one
what
of
my
those?
niece got
Yeah.
for just this last Christmas,
Yeah.
and she loves it.
She can
And
throw it.
yeah, exactly. When she can't get the puzzle solved, she can chuck it across the room, and everything's fine.
I'm trying to see if they still offer that guarantee. They must have lost their shirts on that.
Well, it says something there with a guarantee.
Yeah, it used to say, 2-year worry-free guarantee. If it breaks, return it. We'll replace it for free. So if the kid drops it or throws it, erps up on it, you get a new one. It's pretty, these aren't great tablets. You wouldn't want to use this for productivity for anything.
Right. It is very locked down, too.
Yeah.
It is, with
As it
good
should be.
reason. Yeah.
But it has all the kid content. And the thing is, I think as smart as he is, he's not going to say, oh, I want to get behind this to all the good stuff.
Right.
There is no
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. This is what you get, kid.
This is all you get. then he's gonna steal your phone. Hey, it's a real pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for calling. I hope you have a great
Yeah,
day.
thank you so much.
Up there in beautiful Oregon, and we will get you back soon. Okay. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Tech Break is brought to you by ACI Learning. Future-proof your company and accelerate your team's performance with ACI Learning's virtual instructor-led training or live classrooms at one of ACI's 6 learning hubs across the U.S. Enthusiastic experts are ready to elevate your team's knowledge. Visit acilearning.com and let ACI level up your IT team.